Alright, hey fellow Baiken players, and to any other interested parties, my name is Guillermo. You might know me by the tag Memokarp, feel free to call me Memo as well if you'd like. And while I do generally stream on twitch.tv, I'm quite new to the YouTube space, at least when it comes to specifically curating a video for YouTube. I've gotten quite a few requests though to turn parts of my Twitch VODs into YouTube videos for easier access to Baiken tech and info. But since my editing skills are still lacking, I figured for now I'll just jot down a quick script, which I'm reading off of right now, and record some parts to upload onto YouTube, right? So with that personal introduction over, we're going to get down to business, and what I want to talk about today actually is Baiken's throw Okizeme. So before I actually go onto this long tangent of sharing my thoughts, I'm actually just going to give you the routing and mix-ups I do right now. And then that way, if you do want to hear my thoughts, you can continue watching after that's over. And if not, well, it's right there at the beginning of the video. So see ya after this if you're wanting to hear the thoughts. Alright guys, so from here on out, I'll just be mainly talking about some tidbits here and there regarding the Okizeme, and if all you needed was the actual demonstration itself, you already saw it, so feel free to head on out. No hard feelings, but yeah, if you just want to hear some rambling, I will be here for that. I don't think it's too much of a hot take to say that Baiken is solidly mid-tier right now. She's lacking in some conversion ability in comparison to the showrunners of this season of Strive, but she does have some really strong situations, and a lot of that comes to actually her reward from throw because of this silly little mechanic right here, tether. Leads to some interesting movement because the opponent is attached to Baiken, or Baiken attached to the opponent, depending on how you want to see it. And some extra combo extensions are actually given to us when we do have tether. But just so that the video isn't too long-winded from here on out, I'll be sticking to strictly just the throw Okizeme and how tether is applied in that situation. And just for a quick disclaimer as well, these setups will require a bit of practice on your end. Don't feel too bad if it takes you a bit of time to get used to them. It sure as hell took me a bit of time, so you know, just be patient and you'll get there eventually. And I'm sure that once you're comfortable doing these in a match, you'll quickly start seeing the payoff. Alright, let's start with the forward jump, as I like to call it, simply just because it starts with a forward jump, right? So the two staple mix-ups are going to be your same side overhead with the JH and the cross-up low. So I'll just show those again here. And then the cross-up low. There we go. And as an additional layer, we can actually do a same side low. It requires a bit of a delay on the forward jump. And while it inherently isn't the greatest mix, there's actually a reason for doing this. We'll get into that a little later. Not too much later though. So this variation of your throw Oki is actually going to net you your highest damage overall, and is my general go-to when I'm not worried about Gold Burst being represented. And what do I mean by Gold Burst being represented? Well, if I have Baiken, I should have a recording here, number 1 maybe. If I have Baiken do this mix-up to me and I Gold Burst, you'll see that she got hit trying to do the air backdash JH into, you know, whatever the rest goes into. All right, just as an aside, the forward jump, air backdash JH, and the cross up 2D do deal with a Bahrain throw very well. I'm gonna throw a clip in right here just so that you guys can see that, and then we'll continue on. You might have seen Axel players do something similar. This is a pretty common type of mix, honestly. You're just jumping over them and then either doing a low or doing a same side overhead. Alright, so both this setup and the super neutral jump setups are not safe jumps. So I repeat, they're not safe jumps. So if you do attempt to do these and say the Soul player is right about which direction, they will successfully escape the situation. But however, I personally don't feel that's too big an issue, just because, you know, they do have to guess which side you're on, and the reward for, you know, being right on this mix-up is huge, huge, huge. We'll go into that at the end of the video. I'll have a clip of why I do these in the first place. And yeah. Alright guys, let's talk about DPOS real quick. I kind of touched on it, but I'll actually explain why we have the same side 2D now as a mix, or, well, not much of a mix, but it's more of an option to beat this specifically. If we do DP motion and then we press S and H at the exact same time, you're going to get the SDP, right? And in the event we do it backwards, we're going to get FD as you saw there. So what should happen is, if I have Baiken here do air backdash JH, I should get FD, and then if I have her do the low, cross up low, I should get DP, right? So now if I show you the same side low, watch what happens. Get opened up low, right? Because you're FDing, standing FDing one way, and then you're DPing the other way. So while the same side 2D itself is pretty slow and not, you know, not the fastest mix, it's just an extra layer there for any character that does have a meterless reversal that you have to worry about. And from here on out, we're going to talk about the second half of the recommendations, which will be the super neutral jump throw Oki. I'll just be calling it neutral jump for now because it's easier, but yes, it does require a super jump when you do it. If you've seen this before, it's probably from either Ramola's VODs on Twitch or maybe on YouTube, as well as Diaphone. Diaphone actually goes for this quite a lot, and there's actually quite a few neat little layers you can add to the super jump neutral, the neutral jump Yozansen Oki. So the first thing I want to mention, right? I did mention with the forward jump that one is netting you your highest damage overall. So you might be wondering why do this one in the first place, right? And well, this is your reason why. I mentioned Gold Burst does a good job getting out of the air backdash JH situation, but if I Gold Burst here, or Blue Burst even right away there, you'll notice that Baiken can actually safe jump both of those options. So when Burst is on the table for the opponent, you might really want to consider going for this option before you start, you know, going all out damage-wise with the forward jump variation. So the mix-ups present from this situation, I'll be taking control of Baiken for this, is you'll have your cross-up Yozansen, as you saw previously, your same side Yozansen, which you saw just now, 2K as your low option. You can do 2D here as well if you'd really like, but just keep in mind 2K is a bit faster, 2D being 10 frame startup if I recall correctly, and 2K being 6 frame startup. And your option to beat DPOS for anyone with a meterless reversal when doing this setup is not the best, but it is, you know, you can reset into the same situation with throw. So not too bad, not too bad. And with all the layers going on here, you'll be surprised with actually how often that can work. So just some tips to actually executing this one in the first place. I feel like this one might be a little finicky to do for some. If we take control of Baiken again, and I throw Soul, I want to input Yozansen when I get to about Soul's head height to get the cross up, right? And if we just want same side, this one's a little simpler. We're literally just going to Yozansen as we're about to land, and you'll get same side. The other two are pretty self-explanatory, I feel. You just land and then you do 2K. But for the throw option, I will say as a little hint to making this more potent, if you delay the super jump when you do the throw, you're actually gonna wear, it won't be meaty, the throw won't be meaty of course, because you can't, they have throw involved, but you'll wear off a bit of throw involved frames. So if they're out looking for the low, or for the cross up Yozansen or same side Yozansen, you're gonna give them a little less time to actually figure out what's going on if you slightly delay that super neutral jump and then hit them with the throw as soon as you land, instead of having to wait a little bit awkwardly in their face, right? So while both the forward jump and the neutral jump setups can lose to a reversal in the event the opponent properly guesses correctly on which side Baiken will be on, I want to show off one last clip as to why I think Baiken's throw Okizeme, and specifically these two variations of her Oki, are so vital to Baiken's game plan. Let me try one more time. Does it safe jump though? No, but I can talk about that a bit in a second. Alright. Yo, thanks so much for the congratulations, Noxagear. Thanks for supporting me as well. Alright. Look how much I did to Soul off throw into 50-50, right? That's one more opening and you're done. You know, even just winning, you can even just win via neutral at this point with your air tatamis, your JS's, zoning with Kabari. To learn these mixes in the first place, here's from super neutral jump, the cross up overhead. And once again, you're basically in just like a neutral, a situation where you're winning off neutral interaction at this point. Well, I think that's about it for this topic in regards to Baiken's throw Okizeme. I'll be uploading my Twitch VODs onto my YouTube channel just to keep those around. So if you want to potentially see any tech we end up covering on the channel, you can always give those a look, or if convenient, you can just find me on twitch.tv Memokarp. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I know for sure that if you want to see lots of this stuff play out, the VOD I uploaded where I played with Diaphone, the Baiken mirror, is gonna have both of these setups showing up in full force. You'll see Diaphone going for the super jump variation a lot, and you'll see me doing the forward jump variation a lot, just because those are the two, you know, respective ones we opt for, right? But I will say, just as a final note, I think it's very important to learn both and to make use of both. So if you have time, go ahead and lab both out, and you know, when comfortable, start using them in matches. Thanks again, and hopefully my next video, I'll write a script for that, little script for that, and record some stuff just to go over her Yozansen /2D, so the 50-50 routing, both mid-screen and in the corner, and I'll cover actually setting up BRC, because I'm sure some of you might want to see how the BRC stuff works. Hopefully that's soon, and yeah, for now, see you later. Ciao.